Nick Darr here, getting ready to shoot another episode of Business Over Brew, which wouldn't be possible if not for our great sponsors at Roberts Motors. You know the Roberts Motors name. They've been around since 1949. Definitely a name that means quality. We certainly appreciate their support of not only this show, but all they do for the community. You talk about a local business that gets it in terms of supporting great community causes and just being involved in the community. The guys at Roberts Motors, Sam, John, the rest of the crew there, they really understand what it means to be a good business citizen in the community, and they've done that for a lot of years. If you're in the market for a vehicle, you know the car industry has been a little upside down lately in terms of inventory. They're starting to get more and more vehicles on the lot. Starting to see some new Broncos out there, so go check that out. A little more pre-owned inventory as well. They're certainly always in the market to give you a great deal if you're looking to sell your vehicle as well. Now's a great time to do that. And maybe something we don't talk about enough is just a really great top-notch service center at Roberts Motors. If you need work done to your car, you need tires, oil change, any kind of service work, Roberts Motors is really a terrific place to consider. And they would just appreciate the opportunity to do business with you, whether it's buying a vehicle, buying your vehicle from you, or getting some work done to your vehicle. Check out Roberts Motors on Albee Street in Alton or at robertsmotors.com. Welcome to Business Over a Brew. My name is Nick Darr. This is a show where we talk business with some of the Riverbend's most interesting and influential business leaders. And today we're pleased to be joined by Courtney McLaughlin with CJ's Juicery. Courtney, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Well, let's start. Just tell us a little bit about the business and how it got started.
I will be celebrating 3 years on January 15th of 2023 next year. And you know, I got started because it was truly my passion. I wanted to work in an industry like this, whether it be with juice or smoothies, just something on the holistic healthy side of things. And it just didn't really work out. I applied at a couple places. I actually had like an interview at a spot that was out of town, but I was like, you know, I'll commute, I'll do the driving, but they never called me back, and I was crushed. I was so upset. I remember when they called me for the interview, I was like crying, tears of joy, because I was like, I can't wait. I was working at a hospital at the time, and that can be really draining when you're passionate about something like juice or natural foods, and then you work at a place that I was working like in the kitchen and stuff. So like I knew the type of food that we were feeding like critically ill people, and I was like, this doesn't make sense, because like this isn't what they need. So everything changed once I started the journey within myself. Eating like this, I felt great, and I really like cleansed myself, I feel like, in order to open my business, if that makes sense. Just like bring in all the right energy, truthfully. And my mom was really supportive. I gotta give a shout out to my mother, Carmelita McLaughlin. And it worked out. I've been doing this for almost 3 years, and I really, sometimes I can't believe it.
Your mom and your agent, she kind of set this whole show up.
Exactly. So. She hit you up. She's been really helpful. Like I do everything usually on my own down there. So she retired last November, and she's been taking on a lot of responsibilities too, you know, other than like, she started just doing like my taxes, and she came down, I taught her how to juice. It's really simple, you know, she was juicing for me. Didn't really work her way up to like the smoothies or my boba teas yet, but you know, sometimes it's too much time together, truthfully. So she's taking a step back. Everybody loves her though. They're always like, where's your mom today? And I'm like, we can't talk today.
So how did this health journey get started for you?
I just felt like crap all the time. And you know, I drank coffee every day. That's really what got me through my days. I was doing 12-hour shifts at the hospital, like 40, 50 hours a week. And I was like, the only thing that kept me going was that coffee at noon, then whenever I'd leave and go on break. And then I'm like, you know, this is an addiction. There's something wrong, like, cause it didn't make me feel good. So I was like, okay, let's try this juicing thing. It's actually funny because I found like this random girl on Instagram, which like that's how a lot of people are nowadays. You meet people online. Right. And she had like a big following. She skateboarded, which I'm also into, like skateboarding, roller skating, and she juiced. And she introduced me to watermelon juice. So I started like blending up watermelon in a blender, straining it, and I would take it to work every day. Everybody's like, what is that? What are you drinking? And I'm like, I swear to God, like this has healed me. It's helped me do so many things. I always say that watermelon juice saved my life. So like my logo is a watermelon. I have watermelon everywhere. people are always like, why do you have watermelon everywhere? You don't even have a watermelon juice on your menu. And I'm like, it's seasonal. I only can do it in the summertime, okay?
Right.
Because it's, best then, and I get seeded, and I try to get the best quality. But yeah, it's been a long journey.
What are some of the health benefits, and what were some of the changes you began to see?
Yeah, of course. At first, really, it was my energy levels. I always had brain fog and things like that, and even as far as like depression, like I swear this stuff has helped me on all types of things that I needed work on. And obviously I still indulge in cakes and garlic bread every once in a while, but whenever I was clearly on like a juice, like fruit and like vegetable diet, it was the best like I ever had felt. And I don't know if I want to ever go like full blown into that again, because it can be extreme, and especially with the times that we're in right now and the things that I do for a living, it's hard to do this all day and then like come home and want to cook. So
Right. At the most extreme, what was your routine like?
Like I would always take like juice and tea, hot tea. I'd take hot tea to work. I always start my day with like a hot tea and then juice, because it goes straight to your bloodstream. And then I do like smoothies, and I'd eat a lot of like cantaloupe melons, and it was just like a natural high. Like it was really crazy, and I lost like 10 pounds, like nothing crazy, But I feel like if you truly need something to detox and to heal you, like say if you have like an illness like cancer or some type of disease, or even COVID, like this stuff will help that. If you take just a little shot of ginger, turmeric, and lemon, that'll get your immune system going, because we have so many things that are clogging us right now from being having our full potential basically and feeling good.
Right. So you started the business right around, pretty much right before COVID kind of became part of our world.
Yeah.
Did that help you maybe in some ways?
See, like I always I get upset because I'm like, I will never know what my business would have been like without this. But then again, like, you can switch that perspective and be like, okay, well, it actually probably was for the better. I was here during a time where people needed me,
Right.
and they always need me, but I feel like it was just also, it just was in alignment really well with each other, even though COVID is terrible, but it's helped many people, I feel like, so.
Talk about some of the products that you offer. I guess we can start with
Yes.
what are we drinking here today?
So today I got a Beady Betty. This is beets, grapes, apple, lemon, and ginger. And then I gave you my best seller.
All right.
You should feel honored.
I do.
Celery, spinach, pineapple, orange, apple, lemon, and ginger. I know people might be put off by the green color, but it's my best seller.
It's
It just
really good
is.
and some things you mentioned that I wouldn't like normally eat: celery, spinach.
Exactly. You can juice them, and then you have your fruit and vegetables for the day. If you're not a fruit and veggie person, it is different because there's not fiber, but those nutrients that get sucked out from the juice are going straight to your bloodstream. So you still feel all the benefits, even though you're not eating a piece of celery or a beet.
And it tastes like a juice. Like you don't. It's not. It doesn't taste like drinking celery, which wouldn't be appealing to too many people. So.
Which I can do that too, though. Some people do come in and just get plain celery, which it's great for you. It's super hydrating, and there's no additives. This is strictly fruit and vegetable juice.
It's all natural. So talk a little bit about the process of just making it. And,
Yeah,
and
so
what you do every morning.
Yeah, of course. I wash everything with like a vinegar spray because you got to get all those pesticides off, and so I basically use this machine that has like a strainer type thing in it, and then it has like this thing that circles around, and the pulp comes out one end and the juice comes out the other. And I usually strain everything again because I just don't like pulp. I like to have a clear juice. Some people like pulp, not for me though. But yeah.
I'm not a big pulp fan, and there's no pulp in this.
Yeah,
one, so
no.
thank you.
Sometimes you might get a little celery piece, but yeah, for sure. It's a beautiful process just seeing it happen. People come in all the time and they have no idea that like that's how it is. They're like, what is that over there? Because I'll just be making juice, and I'm like, this is where all your juice comes from. It's awesome.
What would be like the recommended dosage for somebody looking to maybe change their lifestyle a little bit? It's kind of right before the first of the year here.
Of course, yeah. I feel like sometimes people can be a little bit like intimidated by it. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to be so, we don't have to overthink it. Like you can literally just start out with an 8-ounce juice, like half this, you know what I mean? It doesn't, I think even myself, I got into an unhealthy way of consuming things. You know, like some people can fast and not realize how quickly that can turn into like an eating disorder. And you just have to be careful with that, you know, and how quickly juicing, a juice cleanse could become that as well. So we want to have a good balance of everything, like starting out with just 8 to 10 ounce, or these are 12, which is a perfect, but if it's someone that's not used to drinking juice, I'm sure they don't maybe want to start out with the 12 ounce. Or like I was saying, little wellness shots. I do lemon, ginger, pomegranate, and honey shots right now, which are just delicious, but I won't have pomegranate for much longer because it's only a winter thing. But on a normal day, I just do lemon, ginger, and honey, and they're little 2-ounce shots. You just take them. They taste like alcohol. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I do a little sweetness with the honey, but it's like, it's just funny how people can go to like the bar and they'll take shots all night, and it's like, you could come to the juice bar and we can take shots all night. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, and it gives you, like, the high that you can get from this stuff is the same type of high with alcohol, other than you're not gonna have that like depression the next day or that nausea. I mean, you might, because sometimes it literally, if you're doing a juice cleanse, you might like be getting rid of all those toxins, so it might make you a little ill. You'll be detoxing, so you will be like withdrawing because of all the things that we have become addicted to over the years, like sugar, for example. So yeah, I could go on for days.
So, if somebody, is it something that you should do regularly, or?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely live by juicing regularly. I feel like it helped. Like if I don't have it, I can tell the difference drastically. But I know a lot of stuff right now isn't accessible. Like a lot of people will ask me if I have all organic, and I'm like, that's not. Like, I wouldn't be in business if I was doing all organic. I try and sometimes get organic beets just because that's what they have, but yeah.
There's some, so it's not 100%.
Right, no, for sure. Like, I just, some people, like raw vegans out there will be like, oh, you need to do a bunch of juice cleanses all day, every month. It's like, you don't, unless you're like terminally ill, like you don't have to do that. Just enjoy a juice and get that digestion going, get that immune system boosted. You know, it doesn't have to be so serious as some people put it out there to be.
So, do you offer it to where they can buy it in bulk, or is it?
Oh yeah, of course. So I do 1, 2, 3 day juice cleanses. The one day you will get 5 of these. You'll get 1 through 5 on my menu. The 2 day you will get 10, and the 3 day you will get 15. And I only do 3 because after the 3rd or 4th day, the juice and the nutrients get depleted, and it could potentially go bad. It's not preserved. I don't heat this. It doesn't have a long shelf life. So it's not like a typical juice you can buy in the store and then you could let it sit on your refrigerator for months on end. You know, you gotta get to it quick because it will go bad.
So when you got started, you're waiting to hear back about a job that you ended up not getting. Your mom had run a business before, or owned a business before.
Yes.
So had you always thought about this in the back of your mind, or was it just, hey, I'm not going to depend on somebody, I'm going to start my own deal?
Yeah, like I feel like once I got older, I mean, I always knew like school was always a struggle for me. You know, I was in high school and I graduated early. You know, I was trying to get out there as much as I can. I had people always try and do their college credits. I did like none of that, which was really dumb, but I just tried to like get out of there as quickly as possible. But I did a little bit of college. I don't even think I ever even got my associate's degree. You know, it was never me, but I always had that type of like manager vibe. Not that I really want to even like work with people, but one day I do want to hire somebody, but like right now I just work on my own. But like I have that drive, especially for something that I'm really passionate about. Like with this, I want to help the town, I want to help my family, and I want to help myself. And this was the best thing that I could think of for this town. I feel like it's very crucial for me to be open, especially during these times like we were talking about with COVID. It's just needed.
It's been 3 years. What's surprised you most about being a business owner? You obviously knew a lot before you went into it, but there's always some surprises that await.
The anxiety. like of just like, okay, one day you could
This show
just
is
be.
basically just a warning for people to not go into business.
No, I mean, like, I don't think I was ever warned about that. I was never warned, like, I mean, yeah, it's tough, you know, of course, but it was
Right.
never like, okay, you'll have a great week, you're thriving, and then like all of a sudden that next month or so, you're like, oh my God, like what's going on?
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, everything's just a big roller coaster ride is how I say. My life, my business, like it's up and then it's down. And I think it's like that everywhere. And talking with the community and other businesses has also really helped because they're like, you know what, we're having a hard time too. So I don't feel so alone.
Yeah,
I just touched the microphone.
Joe's sweating over there, he's stressed out. It can definitely feel like an island of, you know, and, you know, I've had jobs too where you too, where you go and punch a clock and you're done, and it's not it's not that you don't care, it's just you don't live and die with every second
Exactly.
like you do now.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's a love-hate in a way. It's not that I ever hated, but it's just like, wow, you know, like you could have those really questionable days where you're like, I didn't even expect this to happen. Like it was so busy. I can't believe I handled that. And then the next day you're like sitting there like, okay, is anybody gonna walk in? What am I gonna do? But then that's when the community comes together and then there's like night markets and farmers markets. And for a while I was selling my juice up at Post Commons. It's a local coffee shop. I'm not sure if you're...
Hugh's been on the show. So.
Yeah? Okay, cool. So they helped me tremendously for about a year. And then I found out I needed like a wholesale license, but it really doesn't apply to me. I even like talked to some people about it and they're like, yeah, well you gotta you have to heat your juice. You have to use a UV ray light. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm just keeping it up there for a day or two and I'm restocking it almost every 2 days. And then he's like, well, I guess you can't get it. I'm like, okay, whatever. You know where to find me.
And that's kind of the other thing about this can be frustrating about being a business owner. You've got all these plans and ideas and visions about what you want it to be. And then there's this minutia that you just, most of us, really hate dealing with. But you can't do what you need to do without taking care of it. So
exactly, it can be hard, but I've been very fortunate for a lot of people that have helped me along the way, supported me. Yeah, I'm also looking to move next year, so new location coming through.
I heard that.
Yes.
You got some ideas about where that might be, or to be continued?
To be continued. More of the downtown area. You know, I'm already downtown, but it will definitely be more in like the heart of downtown. So I'm just kind of waiting for things to become, I guess, more official than they already are. So, and sometimes I think to myself, like, how did it happen? Because it's a great spot, great area, great people that own it. So I'm really excited for that.
Well, for all the trials and tribulations of being a business owner, the beautiful thing about it is you get to be impactful every day, and you're certainly doing that in the community.
Exactly.
So
that's what's
congratulations to you for
rewarding. Yeah, thank you so much.
that. Why don't we wrap it up then with where can they find out more information about you?
So I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Google, and for now I'm open Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 4, Saturdays 10 to 3, closed Sunday, Monday, but things might be changing soon. New location, I'm thinking of new hours, expanding, growing, just changing a lot of stuff. I kind of want to rebrand myself in a way. So.
Cool. And your current physical location? For people that don't know?
415 Ridge Street, Alton, Illinois.
You might have mentioned that already, but
I don't think we did.
Okay,
Yeah.
well now they know. So
Yeah,
well, thanks
for
for
sure,
the
for
juice,
sure. Yeah.
appreciate it, and
Cheers.
congrats to your success.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks.
so much.